This is all product from the new holiday catalog that is going to debut on September 4th. Hi, Mary Jo. Thanks for joining us again. Okay, so now I'm going to switch over to my hands, and you can see right here. Now, ladies, this is a great time for you to get a screenshot of the measurements. Okay, and then I'll show you how to cut and score your paper. So tonight we are going to be using designer paper, and it's called Monster Bash. So that might be something that you'll want to write down. Again, September 4th is our first order date. We're going to talk about the thick cardstock. That's just going to be for the bottom of the bag. You'll need black cardstock, scrap paper, which is pumpkin pie and whisper white, and then the 3 by 6 inch gusseted cello bags. So they're pretty much the supplies. Yes, it is spooktacular, Terry, absolutely. Okay, so get your screenshot for your measurements. And if you don't get your screenshot, this Friday on my blog, which is www.becreativestamping.com, you can go to my blog and visit. Hey, Billy. You can see the Facebook replay there, and you'll get a supply list, okay, with measurements. And you'll be able to download and print that. So that's every Friday on my blog. You can get the Facebook supply list with measurements, okay? All right, so I'm going to move this out of the way, and I am going to show you this entire suite, okay? So this is part of the Monster Bash suite, and this is the Spooktacular Bash stamp set. And you're going to notice that it's got lots of greetings and lots of images that are just perfect for Halloween. And then you're going to see the ornate frames dies, okay? There are 11 of these dies, and these can be used on anything. So even if you don't make Halloween cards, you're going to want the dies, because you're going to be able to use them throughout the year for all your cards and projects. If I turn it over on the back, you can see the shapes. So there they are, 11 shapes. Now right here, when you cut out this small frame, this negative piece will pop out of it, and it's a small square, and sometimes we need a small square, so that's almost like a bonus piece. But these two can be layered. These two can be layered. You got a nice gift tag. So many of these frames can be layered on top of the other. Hi Lee, hi Sonia, thanks for joining. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, please comment. Please share, and tonight's treat bag is going in the mail to someone, okay? So those are the dies, and that's what they look like when they're all cut out, okay? All right, so let me show you the designer paper. I know I showed you last week, but now you get a close-up. Here's one of the pieces. Now, do you see these little frames here? They actually coordinate with the frames dies, okay? So you're going to be able to cut some of those out from the designer paper. Here are bats, and we've got some haunted mansions. Yeah, you can definitely use the frames, Lee, even if you don't create Halloween projects. Here are the specimens, and that's actually the piece we're going to use tonight. And then we've got the books, and then we have this piece. Actually, we're going to use this one tonight, okay? So let's flip it over, and when I flip it over, this is what the other side looks like. This is like a maze, and this is like I'm not sure what this is. It's not really newsprint, but it's got some wording on it, okay? All right, so that's what the paper looks like. And the designer paper is called Monster Bash designer paper. So let me show you one of the embellishments. And that is the black satin scalloped ribbon. All right. And after tonight's project, I'm going to share with you my holiday share box, and you're going to learn all about all the ribbons in the catalog and all the embellishments in the catalog and the designer paper. So stay tuned to the very end, okay? So that's the ribbon. And then I've already cut this in half, but you get twice as many, okay? So I cut this because when you purchase my embezzlement, I can't believe I said that. When you purchase my embellishment share, you're going to get half a package. And this is half a package of the embellishments here. So we've got the basic gray and the basic black. We've got some ravens, skull and crossbones, and then tombstones. Okay, so it's twice as many as what you're seeing right now. Okay. And then there's also a coordinating embossing folder. And this is called Stylish Scroll. And this is what the folder looks like. It's really hard to see. I always do a label and I do the item number there at the top left corner. But here, this is our Stamp and Cut and Emboss folder. It's called Stylish Scroll. So if you've got your notebook, I know Mary Kay, embellishments, embezzlements, it's all the same, right? If you have your notebook with you tonight, you can write down the supplies. This is one of the coffin treat boxes, which I did show you last week. And when you open it up, you can put treats in it. And you can actually purchase an entire set of these. And let's see, they are food safe and you get 12 in a package. All right. So again, I'm not able to show you the inside of the catalog right now. I can do that on September 4th. Now, in the meantime, if you're not working with a demonstrator and you would love a holiday catalog, I would be happy to put one in the mail to you tomorrow. Just message me on Facebook with your address and I'll pop that in the mail. No problem. Okay, so we are going to get started. And tonight we're actually going to use the ghouls, okay, that paper. This one has the specimens on it. But we're basically going to create the very same little banner, okay? So ladies, let me know if you have any questions. Again, share and comment as we go along. You'll see that I have put some Werther's Original Treats inside. The Halloween candy kisses were not in my grocery store yesterday, which I'm really surprised about. I thought Halloween candy would be out because I know the pumpkins are out and they're sitting on shelves. But my grocery store did not have Halloween candy yesterday. All right, so we'll get started. And let's see, my trimmer. You know, I ended up leaving my trimmer over there on the counter, but that's okay because I can show you these measurements. And then, actually, I'm gonna get the trimmer. Hang on tight, okay? I am so sorry about that. I went to score something and I left the trimmer over on the counter. Okay, so here we go. Here's the really cool thing about making this treat bag. You can get 4 of these treat bags out of one sheet of 12 by 12 designer paper. Okay, so I'll say that again. You can get 4 of these out of one sheet of 12 by 12 paper. Now, the Halloween paper, the Monster Bash that I just showed you, this is available in 12 by 12, okay? I cut it down 6 by 6 for my holiday share box. But this is available 12 by 12, okay? So 4 of these out of one sheet. Okay. Let's see. Oh gosh, Chris, I haven't even seen candy corn yet. I need to get out. Okay, so how do I determine which candy to use? I like to use candy that kind of coordinates with the paper or what I think will look really good with it. Hi, Joyce. It's so nice to have you with us tonight. So, yesterday I didn't have much of a choice, so I went with Werther's, which matches anyway. But Candy Kisses would be cute in here. Gosh, just about any Halloween wrapper will look nice in here. So, all right. I'm going to move some of these things out of the way. All right, and get my trimmer up here so you can see what we're measuring. Again, this light that you see is my craft light, so I'm sorry about that reflection. Okay, so you're going to measure your paper. Now, you do want to cut it a certain way. If your designer paper has a design going across, then you've got to pay attention to that pattern because you don't want your treat bag, you don't want the designer paper to be sideways. So always pay attention to that. So this designer paper, I cut along here so that we would see the ghouls, okay, when we make the treat bag. So again, we're at 3 inches by 12 inches, all right? So again, 4 out of 1 sheet of 12 by 12. All right, so now we're going to do some scoring, and sometimes it's really hard for me to see my score lines. So I'm going to get my sheet back over here. We're going to turn the designer paper along the 12-inch side, and the first thing we want to do is score it at 4.5 inches. So that's my scoring tool, and that is where I'm scoring. I'm going to zoom in so that you all can see those measurements a little bit better. There's 4.5. Now you're going to score again at 6.5. And ladies, our 6.5 is right there, right where this arm moves, okay? So then you'll score at 6.5. And now you're going to slide this over and score at 11 inches. Okay, so you have 3 score lines that you are putting on this sheet of paper. So let me just show you the Monster Bash measurements. Again, this will be on my blog this Friday. All right, along with the supply list of everything we're using tonight. And this is a great time to get a screenshot, ladies, if you would like one. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move this. And I'm going to move our trimmer out of the way. And I am going to bring in one of our cello bags. Now, we sell these in our annual catalog, and they are on page 173. And these are the 3x6 gusseted cellophane bags, okay? So that is what you are looking for, all right? And then the next thing you're going to need is this piece of cardstock. This is actually a little heavier than cardstock. Do you all, I know you know this, when we order our designer paper, there's always a white backing, and that white backing is cardboard. That's what this is. So it's a little bit heavier than cardstock, okay? And let me give you the measurements for this. It is 2 inches. So that's 2 inches by 3 inches, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to open up our gusseted bag, okay, just like that. And then we're going to put this in the bottom of it, and that's going to give it a little bit of stability. And it is going, let me zoom out, ladies. And it is also going to give us a bottom, because with this gusseted bag, we really don't have a bottom, okay? It just, you know, is pleated. All right, everybody got that? All right, now down here, you're going to notice a gap. And over here, you're going to notice a gap. And we're going to close that gap up, okay? And I'm going to use glue dots to do it. You ladies are very quiet tonight, so Either this is super easy or I have lost you. Hopefully I have not lost you. All right, so what I've done is I have put a glue dot right there. All right, everybody see that? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to close that. And now I have a flat bottom on this side, okay? All right, let's do it again so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm going to grab a glue dot and I am going to tuck it in here. It's really hard to see because everything is clear, and then I can just touch that. You know what, you know what I'm gonna do? That one is not in far enough. So let's get rid of that glue dot and let's try this again. Oh, good, Chris, I'm glad you're still here. Good, Billy, good, good, good. I'm gonna put that glue dot in there just a little bit further. All right, so see that gap I have? I put the glue dot there and now I'm gonna close it, okay? And so now it's shaped like a little lunch bag, okay? It's not really gusseted anymore. All right. And you'll see why we did that in a minute. Now I'm just going to dump in the Werthers. All right, so they are all there. And you can certainly put a few more in here if you want, okay? But you don't want to fill the entire bag. Okay. So now here comes the fun part. Of course, we already have our score lines. Okay, they're already in place. And I could even use this, this spider web if I wanted. So, oh gosh, good question, Billy, about how many candies. I am going to say about half a bag. I'm not going to count them, but it's about a half a bag full of the Werthers, okay? All right, and so my next step is, do you see where the score lines are? This is a 2-inch opening right here, or a 2-inch width. And so that is where I'm actually going to put the candy, okay? All right, and now at this point, what I can do is I'm going to take some more glue dots. So glue dots are going to be your friends, ladies. And I am going to put 2 on this side. So let me show you what I did there. There are the 2 glue dots here and here. And I will be doing the other side as well. All right. And see, that'll just hold to the bag. So now the designer paper is stuck to the cello bag. And that's not something you have to do, but it is going to keep that bag in place. I'm doing the same thing on the other side. And you can use more glue dots if you want. Okay. There we go. All right. So I've added those glue dots there, and they're now stuck to the designer paper. And at this point, I am ready to fold this over, okay? So here it is folded over. Now, I would like to use some tear and tape, which I have moved right off of this table. Let me zoom in for you. And I'm gonna let you look at this design, and I am going to grab my tear tape. Okay, I am back. Right when I thought that I had all of my adhesives in one place, I do not. There we go. Okay, alrighty. So right here is where I'm going to want to put the tear and tape, and this is the top of the flap, okay? There we go. So you can see what I've done. This is the top, and now I can peel this off. All right, and now I am going to fold it over. Whoops, I was a little crooked on that. Let me see if I can release this. Now, if you have I don't know that I can actually pull that back up, but I think it'll be fine. It is off the track just a little bit. If this happens to you, our heating tool, if you just take the heating tool and just kind of heat where the seam is, you're able to release this, okay, and pull it up very gently. I don't have a receptacle where I'm sitting right now, so I'm not even going to attempt that, okay? But I can actually do it later, after. Isn't this cute, Mary Kay? Thank you. All right, so now what you're going to need is, you're going to need a black circle. And I used our layering circles. Yeah, Chris, don't tell anybody it's crooked, okay? It's our secret. So you are going to need one of the layering circle dies, and I'll measure this one for you so that you have an idea of the diameter. And so, ladies, this looks like it's about 2 7/8, okay? So something like that. It doesn't have to be this exact one. I know we have a 2.5-inch circle punch, so that might even, I mean, you may even want to use that instead of a die, okay? But I did use one of the dies, layering circles, and then I inserted it into the Stylish Scroll embossing folder, just like that, and ran it through the Big Shot. And when it came out, this is what it looks like. So I'm going to try and get it in the light. There we go. Now you can really see it. It's called Stylish Scroll. All right, that's what it is. Stamp and cut and emboss. Okay, so it's an embossing folder. And then I took the time and some pumpkin pie cardstock, and I used this die and I cut out this piece, okay? So we're gonna be using this. So let's go ahead, let's get some ribbon out. I'm going to show you how to create this ribbon and tuck under your circle, all right? Okay, so I'm going to use, I probably don't even need this much ribbon, but I'm going to use about this much, all right? So let's measure it. All right, so it's about 8.5 to 9 inches, but I think if you had 8 inches of ribbon, you'd be absolutely fine with that, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is, I'll take a glue dot and I'm going to put it in the middle of the ribbon. And then I am just going to fold it like this, okay? So now it is attached, all right? And then I will take some more glue dots, and I've just kind of put, you know what, I'll put a third one there. There we go. I'll even put a fourth one. You don't have to put that many, okay? But I've added some glue dots to the very back, and I am just going to attach it to the back of this circle, all right? So that's all I've done, and even at this point, I can go on and cut my ribbon at a diagonal, all right? So it kind of looks like a medal, doesn't it? Now I'm going to add dimensionals, so let's do that. Oh, and you know what? I have a few dimensionals left. These are the bones, the last bits of dimensionals. All right, love that. Whoops. Let me go ahead and I'll put one there. All right, and that's plenty dimensionals, and now I'm going to peel it off. And I'm going to attach it to the bag. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll attach it about right here. Now remember, when you comment and share the video, you're going to have your name in the drawing tonight, and someone's going to win this treat. All right, so our next thing is just to add this scroll work here. And I've already taken the time to put the dimensionals on it. Thank you, Joanne. I'm glad you like it. And I'm just going to center that. Okay, so this is one of those projects. This is super easy. You can get 4 projects out of 1 sheet of designer paper. And you'll have yourself 4 treats. So now we're going to do a little bit of stamping. And this is Have a Spooktacular Halloween. And I'm using the black Memento ink. And I'm going to ink this up. And I'm just going to stamp it in the center. And ladies, this is just scrap paper, okay? It's just big enough to stamp this and to cut it out. And the die that I used, thank you, Connie, thank you so much. I used this one right here to cut it out. And so when I did that, this is what I got. And look at the stitching all the way around. How cute is that? So even some of these dies have the stitching, and they're called the Ornate Frames. And there are 11 of them in the package, okay? So even if you don't like to celebrate or make cards for Halloween, you can definitely use those dies. Now we're going to add a raven, so let me get these embellishments over here. And here's our little birds and tombstones, skull and crossbones. I'm going to use, you know what? I'm going to use this bird right here. And I am actually just going to pop it up right there. Now he can be a little difficult to see because he's black and so is the black circle, okay? But he's just sitting up there. You'll notice on the original one that I created, thanks Margaret, I added some of these embellishments and they're from the same package, okay? You get 2 colors and 2 sizes. So you have your smaller one and this size, and again small, and then that size. So you get quite a few here that you can play around with. But here's the tree bag, and as you can tell, I mean, it really takes no time. Thank you, Joyce. Thanks so much. Yeah, you gotta have the dies, Connie, if nothing else, because you can layer those and use them all year, okay? All right, so ladies, I'm now going to share with you my holiday share box. As many of you know, and a lot of you on tonight have purchased my shares before, I usually have them in a small 7x7 pizza box, and everything is cut for you. And I am going to go over that with you now. Now, you cannot order today. I cannot take payment on shares until September 4th when the catalog is live. Let's see, Christine, love the dies, will also make cute Christmas tree. I know. Can't you all see this with Christmas paper? It would be so cute. I should have done one for tonight and I never thought about it, but it would be absolutely adorable. You can reserve a holiday share box tonight, but I cannot receive payment until September 4th, and that is per Stampin' Up! Policy, okay? Have to wait until the catalog is live. All right, so let me share that with you, and we're gonna start with the designer paper, okay? So I've made myself some notes, and for all the designer paper, in the new holiday book, there's a lot of designer paper that's already 6x6. So that is definitely something that is very trendy right now and very popular. So the 12x12 paper in the holiday catalog, I did cut down to 6x6. So it will be a 6x6 designer paper share, okay? New this year for me is to separate the paper with dividers. I know, Billy, I don't want to rush Christmas. I'm glad it's 19 weeks away and I wish it was more. Okay, so again, new this year, I've got the dividers here. And for example, if you decide to use the Toll Tidings designer paper and you run out of it and you want more, then you know, thank you, Mary Kay, I will put you down. Then you already know, hey, this is a paper that I need a full package of. And so everything is here for you. It tells you the name of the paper, the item number, the price, the page in the catalog, and how it's available. This one's 12 by 12. Okay, Gail, I'll reserve one for you. And it tells you coordinating colors too, so you don't have to run to the holiday catalog to see, hey, which colors are going to go with this designer paper. Okay, Margaret, I love it. You girls are so eager. It's awesome. Also included in the share are 2 pieces of Real Red Glimmer paper. That's part of the holiday lineup this year. So there are 2 of these in here. Now with the glimmer paper, I decided to package it separately because the glimmer can get on everything else that's in the box, okay? So anyway, I am protecting that for you so that you don't have glitter everywhere. And then one other item, let me find it. I know I showed you all of these last week. Right here, the Mercury Glass, this share right here. There are 4 sheets, okay, in this pack. And so you're going to receive 2 designs of this. Here's one of the designs, and here's the other design. And very soon, I am going to show you how to use this. It's really, really cool, and I think you're gonna enjoy it. And so I've got some upcoming projects using the Mercury Glass, okay? So I did want to let you know that I did include the Mercury Glass and the Real Red Glimmer, okay? So all your DSP will be in the same order that it is in the holiday catalog, okay? And ladies, this entire stack, there are 138 pieces of 6 by 6 designer paper. Thank you, Connie. Connie says you package your things so beautifully. I take a lot of care in putting these together for you all so that when you get it, it's ready to use and it's nice and neat. It's just ready to go. So anyway, ladies, there's 138 6 by 6 sheets right here, okay? So I really ought to go back and take time just to see how much it would cost if I bought just designer paper in the book. But I haven't done that yet, okay? But anyway, this entire stack, this share is $48, okay? And it will be in a box, and it will be packaged like this. It's gonna be packaged like this. It's gonna be nice and straight for you, okay? I won't be dividing it up like I did on here. But that is the designer paper. Now I'm not done, I've got more, okay? Because you have options. You can either just purchase the designer paper, or just purchase ribbon, or just purchase embellishments, or get the whole 9 yards, the I want it all, okay? So let me tell you about the ribbon, because this may be something you're interested in. There's a ton of ribbon this year in the holiday catalog, more than last year. There's more designer paper, there's more ribbon, and there's more embellishments. It's just chock full. It really is just such a wonderful product. So anyway, with the ribbon share, you receive 2.5 yards of each ribbon. These 2 here are a combo pack. It's Cajun Craze Twine and then the Crumb Cake Satin. So these 2 are a combo. But again, ladies, 2.5 yards of each one. That's 25 yards of ribbon, and it's $24. Okay? So it's less than $1 a yard. All right, if you divide it that way. I didn't do that with designer paper, but I should have. But this is the way your ribbon arrives. It's wrapped on the cardboard. It has labels. I always do labels because if you use all of this ribbon, you're going to want to know, hey, what was that? What did I use all of it for? There's your item number right there, and it knows, and that will tell you that you need to reorder that particular one if you run out, okay? So that's how the ribbon goes right there. And now the last one is right here, and I haven't finished packaging this yet. I'm still working on it, but I pretty much got everything done today. And the embellishments work a little bit differently. So they're actually 229 pieces and one foil sheet in the embellishment share, okay? So I'm going to try and show you those real quick. You're going to get 12 Jingle Bells, 4 gold, 4 cherry cobbler, and 4 garden green, okay? Then you're going to get a half a package of the Monster Bash embellishments. Then we have wood elements that go with our fall suite. You'll get 3 of the tree rings. These are awesome tags and you can stamp on them. So I have big plans for these. You get 2 large feathers and then you get 2 small feathers. Then you get 10 of the copper foil stars. So 10 of those. Then you get a full sheet of the copper foil embellishments here. And by the way, these are in the very same suite. So across the board, whichever suite you get coordinates with everything in the book. And then you're going to get a half a package of these enamel dots, Real Red and garden, is it garden green? Yeah, garden green. So Real Red and garden green, okay? And so again, there are also some rhinestones. I can't show you those in the catalog because I can't show you the inside of the book. And I couldn't find mine, so I don't think I ordered those, but there's some holiday rhinestones and you get a ton of those. So ladies, with this share, it's 229 pieces, believe it or not. And the embellishment share is $23, okay? And so that's approximately 1 cent for each embellishment. That's it. So a penny a piece by the time you add it all together, okay, for the embellishments. So if you're one of those people, gosh, I want it all. That's how I am. That's why I'm a demonstrator, because I want it all. I love it all. Then you can actually purchase the entire share box. All right, here we go. The entire share box is $95, okay? Yes, it is more than last year's share box because there's more product this year than we've ever had before. Joyce has asked, how does the whole foil sheet come? Not in the share, not in share. Oh, okay, good question, Joyce. So, Joyce, you're talking about the foil stars and ornaments, correct? If this is what you're talking about, when you purchase an entire package of this, there are 5 sheets, okay? So I think that's what you're asking me, Joyce. 5 sheets come in this one package, all right? I decided that if you purchased all 3 shares, you need a treat, right? So I am going to throw in the Snowfall Accents Puff Paint. Now this puff paint is a $4.50 value, and it's free when you purchase all 3 shares, okay? This is gonna be great for the Let It Snow suite. It's the Snowman Suite, and I'm going to show you how to use this puff Snowfall Accents puff paint. Say that fast 3 times. So I know some of you are interested in the share. Let me know which one that you're interested in. If you're interested in all 3, this is your free gift. You have until, let me give you some dates. I didn't write these down for you tonight. But the dates are, you have until Sunday, September 15th, okay, to decide which share or if you want all 3 shares. And this is the holiday share box. Let's see, delivery for these shares are going to be September 29th, which is their bingo day. That is my goal, is to have these shares in your hands on the 29th of September, or I'm shipping on September 30th, okay, for those that I need to ship to. If I'm shipping to you, and this is for my online customers and long distance customers, there's an additional charge for postage, and I do my best to send that the most economical way possible. It depends on your address, okay? So this is the holiday share. I'm going to create a video for this. It will be on my blog at some point tomorrow with everything that's included and with the prices, okay? And any more questions regarding the share, I'll show it again to you next Wednesday night. But at some point tomorrow afternoon, you are going to see this on my blog, okay? All right. I enjoyed spending my evening with you tonight, and I even made it through without my daughter. But she'll be back next week. But anyway, make sure you leave a comment, ladies, and share. And your name is going into a drawing for this sweet treat. I'm going to be mailing this to you tomorrow.